All right, we are in the Pacific Northwest tasting the Bourgeoisie from the Hedges family. Beautiful, organic, biodynamic wine, 2016. So it's got a little bit of age on it already. And at the very bottom of the bottle, you'll see fine red wine blend, which normally I would have to say is like a big red flag for me saying, do not buy this bottle. But were that to be the case, we would have robbed ourselves of the pleasure that's contained within. This is what I like to consider like a very, you know, this is like the perfect example of what Cabernet Merlot should taste like in the Pacific Northwest. Often I get blinded on wines that are from, whether it's from British Columbia or Washington, and I kind of group them together into this one stylistic expression of Cabernet that always has like a pretty nice core of ripe fruit, of ripe blackberry and blueberry and really ripe black cherry and plum. But then at the same time, there's like a really gritty, gravelly, kind of crunchy tannin and a lot of like those herbaceous cedary flavors that, you know, romantically you want to think about the pine forests and the cedar trees, and I think that that just kind of all plays together into the flavor profile of what I'm finding in this wine. It was fun to put this in the box too, to have a 2016 Pacific Northwest wine against a 2016 Bordeaux, obviously completely different, but contain a lot of stylistic elements that you can compare and contrast against each other. But yeah, like that, this is just like a great Pacific Northwest red blend from Washington. It's very difficult to talk about Washington and not always compare it in the context of British Columbia. I mean, we're talking about two wine industries that exist side by side. Literally, the little finger of British Columbia wine kind of sticks up from the larger amount of Washington below it. Just to put it in perspective, in British Columbia, we have about 10,600 acres of planted vineyard, and in Washington they have 11,000 planted acres of Cabernet Sauvignon. So it kind of gives you perspective. The area that this is pulled from, the Columbia Valley, encompasses 11 million acres, of which 60,000 acres is planted. So I mean, Washington is just a huge, huge, huge area in which we grow wine, and so you can sort of see why the British Columbia government is protective of the industry here, being so close to just an absolute juggernaut when it comes to super high quality wine. Anytime I get the chance of tasting wine like from Washington of this quality, I'm always just enamored with how good it really is, and it keeps the British Columbia industry on its toes as well, because we do have such a close trading partner that produces such excellent wine. So the Bourgeoisie, organic, biodynamic, Cabernet Merlot Syrah blend from the Columbia Valley, from Hedges family, just a beautiful wine. Enjoy.